Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome, welcome. My name is Georgia. So, as you could tell from the title, we're going to do a recap and a review of Love and Marriage D.C. Season 3, Episode 2. Remember in the last review, I told you they weren't sure where we were yet. So, by mistake, I did that as Season 2, Episode 11. Well, we're sure now. We're sure. Own is sure. And it is season 3, episode 2, even though we have not had a reunion for episode 2. All right, so if you remember, we left off where we had Irena and Ashley meeting up after they had that blow up at Ashley's Christmas Eve's party. So they're meeting up at lunch to talk about it. And Ashley wants to know from Irena why she ran after Joy instead of coming to come check on her. So, Irena told her, they're sitting there talking. She's like, I felt that you wanted me to pick a side. She's like, you're both my friends, and I want to make sure that everybody is good. But to Ashley's point, she's like, I've known you longer. We've been hanging out for a long time. Yes, I did not consider you a true friend because I didn't give you the D on the friend, but I gave it to you at Christmas, so I expected you to be my friend. So I wanted you to come run after me. So I'm guessing that Ashley was kind of feeling, some abandonment from Irena because, yeah, I've known you longer. Why are you running after this girl? And I'm here upset at my Christmas party in my house. So Irena said, you know what? She apologized. They both apologized for getting in each other's faces. She did tell Ashley, like, you're both my friend and I just want y'all to be okay with each other. So she's like, so Irena asked Ashley, would you be willing to talk to Joy? And Ashley was like, I don't know about that, especially after after Quick and Clifton met up, and he told Quick that they feel that we're jealous of them. So I don't know about it. She's like, I don't know what to say just now. At this point, I just don't care. But then Ashley also went into the confessional and said, she's gonna proceed with caution when it comes to Irena because she still don't know, how to feel about Irena, especially after that situation with the Christmas party. So then that was it. We left those two ladies there, and then now we have Winter and Joy. They're working out. They let us know that they've seen each other around. I think they were in another show together, but they didn't get a chance to talk. So now they're actually talking. And Joy told her what happened at the party. And Winter was like, oh, welcome to the kicked out club. She's like, I've been kicked out. She's like, I've been kicked out of places too by Ashley. So I guess we got something in common. She's like, basically the gist of the conversation was that Ashley is acting like a high school kid. Joy said she is in her early 40s and she left high school a long time ago and she don't want to go back there. So, she's hoping that the ladies could act their age and they could move forward together. So I think this was just an introductory meeting with Joy and Winter just to see if they mesh and how things would be. So that was a quick scene there. As you know, we're only in season 3 of the show, so we're still building friendships and relationships. So, that's how it is. That's where we are with it right now. Now we have Ashley at home and her assistant / friend Angela comes in and she's like, shows her a post that little Jamie made on social media regarding Quick, calling him a spoiled kid. And little Jamie did not like that. So, to Irena's point, to Ashley's point, these kids nowadays, everything time they have a beast, they take it to social media. But she's like, all right, we're going to address it, but we're not going to do it on social media. We want to have a meeting with the family. So she calls Irena and she lets Irena know that this is what's happening. Irena's like, yeah, no, I saw what happened. His father told him to chill and don't do that. And Ashley's like, well, I would really like to come and sit down and talk to everybody about it, including little Jamie. So Irena told her, whenever you get a chance, whenever everybody's schedule frees up, we'll sit down and talk about it. So that's how they left that there. That was another quick scene. This is going to be a quick review, guys. Now we have Clifton and Carmen. Carmen and Clifton are meeting by themselves for a lunch meeting. They discuss the things that are floating around on social media about Clifton, Carmen, and Joy being a throuple. Because if you don't know, Clifton, all three of them were on the show Ready to Love with Tommy. And they're saying that Clifton dated, I didn't watch the show. Clifton dated Carmen, but he'd settled down with Joy, and Carmen is still around. But he says it's only a business relationship. Carmen is like social media manager, or not social media, but she's a manager, and she helped launch products, and she's gonna help him launch the beard oil that he's working on. She's saying that this should have been out a while ago. She wants to know what's the holdup. So he tells her that Joy's actually working on the copyright, because you don't want to get sued by people saying that, you have their stuff going on. So they have to make sure that they put their ducks in a row, they dot their I's, they cross their T. And according to Carmen, Joy is moving too slow, and she is willing to step in and help. But I don't think Joy wants her help. I think Joy wants to do this on her own. But Carmen is being kind of pushy. So Clifton told her that, he would talk to Joy and see if Carmen could come in and help to get the beard oil ready. Because according to Carmen, to get the copyright done, it could take up to a year. And Clifton is like, no, I don't want it to take that long. I figured we could be up and going within a couple of months. So if you could come in and make that happen, then I don't see why not. But let me talk to Joy and see how it goes. So that was their lunch. They reminisced about, and it was actually he who brought it up. He's like, remember when we were on the show and our first date was at a pizza joint? And she was like, oh yes, we had pizza first day. And they have a throwback of the show. They show a clip of that date and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, people are already out here saying that you're a throuple. Why did you even bring that up? Just get to the meeting. Don't even talk about it. And move on. Don't have that hanging out over you guys. So now we are with Winter, and she is in the studio. She is, as they say, laying down a track. Black, the producer, has written a new song that she likes, and she is singing it to see if it's a good fit for her. Her sister has dropped by the studio. Winter let us know that she is the middle of 3 girls. So her older sister is coming into the studio, and she just wanted to catch up with her and let her know how things were going with Usha, the new guy that she's dating. The sister asks about him. Winter is like, okay, we've been in it for about 4 months, and it's going well. And remember last episode, she said she told him she loved him, and he was like, thank you for letting me know that. But then she updates us and let us know that when he got home that same night from the skating ring, he called her and told her that he loved her as well. Her sister was like, girl, you better be careful. We have to condense it and read between the lines. Girl, you got to be careful. You be moving too fast with these men. You're very loving, emotional, and we don't want to see you get hurt. So make sure that you take your time with this one. She's like, I'm not saying don't have fun, but take your time with it. Because remember that, you have been through this twice already. Actually 3 times, because she doesn't count her the father of her first child. She said that it was a shotgun wedding, and they need to make it happen quick, because his parents was like, no, you're not going to bring a child into this world without being married. So her first marriage was, I'm guessing, when she was super young, and she was pregnant, and the parents were like, you're going to marry this man. So I think Winter has been married a total of 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. So that's what her sister is. She said if she's going to do it again, this is going to be the last time, so she has to make sure it's right. But then you would have to heed your sister's advice and slow down a little bit. 4 months into a relationship, you're telling the man you love him. No, girl, that's too soon. We don't do that around here. We make sure that, they're in it for the right reasons before you come out with all of these words of affirmation, as they say. So that was the meeting with Winter and her sister. I didn't catch her name, but that was the meeting with the 2 of them. Now we have the Tylers and the Silvas. You could tell that the conversation between the Tylers and the Silvas, even though it was very emotional, there was a lot of love in that room. So we have Quick and Ashley come over, and we have Irena call little Jamie down to deliver. Why they call him little? It's a grown man. We need to drop that little and call him by his name, just Jamie or JR or something. I think going forward, I'm going to call him JR, because I don't like that term, little Jamie. And because it makes you think that, okay, now he got to live up to whatever expectations his father have of him, and they're gonna compare him to his dad and everything. And I think that's an issue right there. I'm not feel well, that's his name, but I'm not feeling his nickname. We need to change it up and give him a different nickname, and let him rebrand himself and drop that little off of there. And on top of that, he's not a very tall guy, so even though he's taller than Quick, it's the little, you need to just drop it. I don't know. Suggest some names down in the comments. What are we gonna call Jamie's son? Are we gonna do JR and just drop off the little Jamie? All right, I digress. So they come over there in the living room. You could tell there was a lot of tension there. You could tell that Quick was very emotional because he didn't expect JR to take, what he said to social media. So if you guys don't know what happened, is in the last episode we had Irena and Quick in their bedroom talking about, I forgot how they got on the subject. Oh, their son. It's like, okay, you need to stop waking him up, stop babying him, let him grow up and stuff. And somehow they got on the topic of JR, where Irena was doing everything for him. Like, she coddled him a lot, and they don't think that it was right. And then to his wife, Quick said that Jamie was a spoiled kid. He's 26 right now. He's talking about him when he was younger. So he's like, yes, he was a spoiled kid at 15. And apparently JR watched the episode and saw that, being said about him. And it's being said about him from someone who he looks up to and considers somebody he could go to and speak to when he's having trouble with his dad. So he looks up to Quick. So for Quick to say something like that about him, again, here comes the feeling of disappointment. Like, damn, I can't please nobody around me. Why is this man talking so bad about me? So he gets angry. As we know, everybody got a temper. And he goes on social media and he says something about Quick getting shot. You need to drop off the name. You need to drop the letters DJ and something about Quick. And okay, it wasn't nice. So, and then he's like, when he sat in the living room, they were talking about, it's like, well, I was in my feelings because, like I said before, I looked up to you and everything. So for you to say something like that about me, it's not cool. So now we have people talking above each other, cutting each other off. We had Quick say to Jamie or JR that your dad has said those things about you. And Jamie was like, yeah, I could say that. He's my son. I could talk about him anywhere I want, but ain't nobody else gonna be talking about my family. And that's how I feel about it too. Me and my sister feel the same way. She's like, we could fuss and carry on and cuss and go on with this within the family, but the minute somebody outside the family want to say something bad or even want to say something about anybody in the family, yeah, we're gonna come at you as a group. Like, no, don't you dare talk about us. We could only talk about our family within the family, but no outsiders gonna come in and say anything, and we're gonna agree with them. So that was Jamie's point. So they went back and forth. They clashed for a little bit. Ashley had some, she was, believe it or not, she was the one in the room with the cooler head. Everybody else was talking, but Ashley was the one in the room with the cooler head, and she was like, you know what? She said a few words, and then we had Quick apologize to JR, and they hugged it out. He tell everybody he loves them. He's like, I'm hungry, I'm gonna get something to eat. Irena was like, all right, be careful, which is something I always say to my nephew when he leaves the house. He'd be like, all right, he's going out. I'm like, just make sure, be safe. And they go on their way. So that was the meeting between the Silvas and the Ashleys. Like, there's a lot of love here. We're gonna say what we're gonna say, and we're gonna get past it, and we're gonna move on. So that was good to see. So now, and they promise, and we have Jamie promised not to go to the internet with nothing else. If you have a problem with anybody within the group, family, friends, whatever, he would come and he would talk to them. So I'm just happy to see that JR is on a better path. He said the internet was tearing him up. I didn't see any posts or anything like that about him, but I like the fact that his parents stood by him, and his sister as well, what he was going through, and helped him, and see, he's turning his life around and he's doing better. So why can't we just ignore the things from the past and just congratulate him and encourage him to move on and do better like he's already doing. Let's celebrate what he has going on and stop tearing the young man down, because you guys already saw where he said that, he was the way he was feeling about certain things. And that tore me up, because I think there's a lot of our young black men out there who feel the same way, that they have no direction in life, and they need help. But folks are quick to look down on them, criticize, and stuff like that, instead of actually, helping out. Families pushing their kids out the door. Families pushing their sons out the door at 18 years old with no skills to help them navigate life, and telling them to figure it out. That's crazy to me. You don't do that. Well, you know that in this country, America, how it is for young African American men. If they don't get the help they need, most of the time they turn to a life of crime, and where do they end up? And now it's not only on them, it's on the whole family to know that they're locked up behind bars, and you're out here worried about them and stuff like that. So if you can help a young man out, help him out. Don't tear him down. And I think that's how JR was feeling, being that, he really looked up to Quick. All right, so that scene right there, I got in my feelings about, as I always do when it comes to JR. I feel that, he was trying, and everybody was beating up on him. So that's how I felt about it. Okay, on to the next scene. We have Joy and Clifton. Clifton is getting ready to go to the wrestling event that he was invited to by Quick, and he figured, okay, let me bring up the conversation that I had with, what's her name? That I had with Carmen. So he told Joy that why do I feel that Clifton is a little bit afraid of Joy? I swear, the tension, I could feel the tension coming through the screen. I feel like Clifton is a little bit afraid of Joy. So Clifton was like, I met with Carmen, and she was saying that the bait oil should have been out, and we're taking too long. And I want to know if it's okay to like putting in her hands and let her step in and give us a hand. He's like, I know you got a lot going on and you could use the help. So Joy was like, I'm the one who designed the logo. I'm the one who picked the vendor. This is in the confessional. She's saying that. And he's like, really? He's just the face in it. He actually picked out the bottles. So she feels like it's her project. And there was tension there. There was some tension there. So she was like, so you feel that Carmen could get it launched sooner? And he said yes. So she thought about it a little bit. Of course, you could tell she wanted to cuss his ass out. But because we're being watched, we ain't going to do it. And I'm your wife, so I'm trying to compromise and make it work. So she's like, all right, if that's the case, bring her in. And she's like, she says, so what's the plan? He's like, all right, we're going to make sure that we're not in any kind of copyright infringement. And then we're going to have a soft launch to, get some feedback about it, because I'm getting some feedback, but I could use some more. And then we're going to start marketing it to stuff. So she's like, all right, no problem. So they left that there. I think they wanted to get through that scene as quickly as they could. Like I said, I feel like Clifton and want no problems with Joy. Joy looked like she could handle herself. Oh, okay. So now we have Ashley and Quick, and I was like, poor Quick. I don't know what Quick is gonna do about his wife, but she be saying some stuff out of her mouth that poor Quick is like, God damn it, Ashley, can you stop, please? So she's working out in the basement. She's on her bike. He's complimenting his wife and her body looking nice and toned and tight. We have Ashley saying how she likes to ride her bike, and she's like, where you going? He was like, well, I'm gonna go wrestling. So Quick let us know that during the pandemic, and he saw how stuff was happening, that he needed to diversify his portfolio. So he did some research, and he saw how much money there was in wrestling. So he's like, you know what? I need to get into this in some way. So there is somehow he invested in, I don't know if it's a team, a group, a company called C3W. And he's inviting the guys out to come and see how the wrestlers perform, how they practice and get ready for a show. So she was like, okay, so who you invited? And he's like, everybody, he's like, including Clifton. He's like, yeah. She's like, what, you want me to send him a separate invitation and tell him not to come? So Ashley was like, I don't know about that. I don't know. She's like, Jamie invited him in the group. It seemed like him and Jamie now are best of friends, and he got to be everywhere where Jamie go. Like Clifton, and she's trying to mumble this under her breath, but we got it. She was like Clifton, like Cliff, the big red dog. It's not Clifton, the big red dog, Ashley. It's Clifford, the big red dog. And that name Clifton, let me tell you guys a story. I have a 3-year-old nephew named Clifton. How is that? You're thinking this day and age, a name like Clifton is an older name for an older person. When my nephew came and he was like, so we named the baby Clifton. I'm like, why would you pick a name like Clifton? The only person I know of a Clifton is an older Jamaican man that was a cousin of that was a friend of my uncle. And you naming this this kid Clifton? It was like, well, auntie, Clifton was once a baby. I said, you know what? You're the parents. You do what you want. But I'm going to find a cute nickname for this kid. Because I'm not calling him Clifton. I'm like, that's a name for a grown man. He was like, he was once a baby, auntie. Clifton was once a baby. So that's why I can't really get into these jokes that Ashley be making about the name Clifton. She don't like it either. And I think Ashley's background is Trinidadian, so she know what I'm talking about. That is a Caribbean old man name that he has. And she don't like him, and she don't like him, and she don't like Joy, where she's making fun of Joy's here, talking about Joy with her faux lock ass wife. When she was talking to Arena. I'm like, Ashley, you over here wearing traditional sewings and wigs, girl. You need to stop. You got on fake hair too, and you need to stop with it and stop making these names and still stop trying to get a name to stick to this couple. She didn't like the fact that Clifton said that she and Quick was jealous of Joy and Clifton. But then we have the clip roll back. The producers are in there getting messy too as well, like they always do, and we love it. Keep it up, producers. Where it is Quick who actually said it. He's like, so what are you trying to say? We're jealous of you or something? Clifton did not say that. It was Quick who said that. So now when Ashley watch and find out, I know she's gonna be like, oh my God, I can't believe. So yeah, so that was her talking. That was Ashley talking to Quick about who he's inviting to the wrestling event. So they're going about their way. I think they said they had to go pick up their daughter or their son from school, and they left to go get them. So now we see the guys arriving at the studio at the wrestling match training center, whatever it's called, and they're showing the technique about how they do it. And everybody had a little time to flip somebody. We have Jamie talking about, I don't know what the hell is this Quick invited me to. I thought we were just going to come here, I'm going to flip him, and then we go home. Now they're talking about doing all of this. So then Clifton also is like, you know what? Why they invite me to this testosterone-filled event when they know that I had surgery on my back? But I'm not going to be standing here looking like a bee. I'm about to flip somebody. So he participated, and I guess the lightest guy, the little guy, he picked him up and flipped him, and they showed him how to make sure that he protect his head and stuff like that. So that was good. So then after they did their thing, now nobody wanted to leave, so now they're gathered in a circle because they're with the guys without the women, so there's nothing popping off. It's always the guys always be having fun, and the ladies who takes the drama to the next level. So then Clifton asked them, they're like, is anybody here do business with your wife? What advice do you give? And first of all, Quick was like, you know what? First thing I say is don't do it. But he's like, but since you're there already, tell me what's going on. He was like, what happened in his situation is that, everybody have their own little business going on, and then they come together. He said that he and Ashley have a club, and she wanted to do some outlandish things where she's spending $100,000 on a project, but then it don't make sense if there's no return of an investment on the project, which actually makes sense. And he's like, she makes the money, but she wants to be able to spend it as much as she make, and that's not how you do business. You're in it for profit, so therefore he has to make sure that she doesn't waste it or waste time doing things that's not necessary. So then they're talking about the beard oil. He's telling them about the beard oil, and then he's telling the guys, how Carmen is involved. And of course, I believe it was Black who don't know the story behind it. And when he told them the story, he was like, oh my God, that's kind of weird. He's like, so you got a throuple going on? So of course, okay. Well, I guess when they tell the story to people, that's the first thing that comes to mind. Because if you are on the show, you didn't work out with her, why is she still in the picture? And I think also that Joy feels a way about that. Why is Carmen still in the picture? And I believe somebody did ask him, and he's like, well, she works with me and she also works with Joy. So that's why she's still around. But I don't know where that is going to go in the future. It's going to get kind of tense, because if they start spending too much time together, Clifton and Carmen by themselves, Joy is going to get kind of, it's not going to be good. So that's where the episode ended, guys, with all the men out having fun. Guessing, I don't even know what's coming up in the next few episodes. I want to see more of Winter and Usha. Even though I think that, on my honest opinion, I don't think it's going to go anywhere in the end, but I want to see what happens with Winter and Usha. She said he communicates very well, but he is not very lovable, which is what she's looking for. Well, we'll see. Like you, I'm watching the show. I'm having an opinion based on what we see on the show. And I'm going to come on here on YouTube and review it and let you know what I think. But I'm quite happy to see that the Silvas and the Tylers didn't let this go on. This thing with JR and them. They nipped it right in the bud, which is what you're supposed to do as grown people. Talk about it, cry about it, scream about it, hug it out, tell each other you love each other, and move on. So it was good to see that. Anyway, guys, I wrote an ebook. I'm going to be talking about it on every single video. I wrote an ebook. It's called The Etsy Entrepreneur, and it is a comprehensive step-by-step guide of how to go about opening your Etsy shop. If you're not sure what to sell on there, I give you a list of 100 items that you could start selling today with no inventory needed. You don't have to clutter your house with inventory. It is a print-on-demand business or a digital business. I show you how to go in and set up the business. I give you resources like groups that you could join, Facebook groups that you could join that help you through. I show you where to get the products to sell. If you're not a graphic designer, don't worry about it. I show you where to get graphic things to put on your designs. And it's not only t-shirts and sweatshirts. There is a lot of other items that I sell on there that are bestsellers, and it does very well. So I'm linking the book below. Like I said, it's called The Etsy Entrepreneur. It's in the description box below. Click on it. Go into, go check it out and see. I give you a couple of snips or pages of what you will get when you buy the book. So go in and take a look and buy it and start your Etsy shop today. Christmas time, Mother's Day is the busiest time of year, and a lot of sales come through around here. So if you start today, you'll be ready for Mother's Day, and by Christmas you will be an expert at it all. So they always say, even if you have a 9-to-5, you always have to have something going on the side, something for yourself. So this is a great way to do it. A couple hours a day, a couple hours a week, and you could be up and running in no time. So go below, check out the book, and buy it. So thumbs up this video, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. In the description, let me know what you think about the situation with the Tylers and the Silvas. Did you think it was a good meeting with JR, his parents, and the Silvas? And do you think it's time that people stop beating up on JR and just let him do what he's doing, take his own time until he gets there? So like I said, thumbs up this video, subscribe to the channel, share the video if you wish, and until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.